the dawn breaks over a devastated and solemn landscape, where the horizon blends with a scene marked by the scars of war and remnants of time. I walk across a plain of cracked earth, dotted with debris and remnants of ancient fortifications. The air, thin and heavy with a metallic scent mixed with the dust of centuries, makes my lungs tighten with each breath. In the distance, under the pale light of dawn, I glimpse the ruins of a forgotten temple, a natural refuge rising among worn hills and dense forests, where the silence seems to carry the weight of 1,000 untold stories. It is in this place, where the world seems to have paused to mourn and rise again, that I feel a latent energy calling me toward a new stage of my journey. After the intense confrontations that shaped my journey, the longing for something greater began to pulse within me. I, Kain Valdran, carry in my scars the memory of betrayals and battles, but also the conviction that the future cannot be forged in solitude. As I step into the abandoned temple, the environment unfolds as a sanctuary of contrasts. Stone walls cloaked in moss and inscribed with carvings worn away by time, illuminated by faint beams of light filtering through cracks in the ceiling. Every detail of this setting speaks to a grand past, a clan once feared and respected. Here, far from the intrigues that marked the rise of the Vascoria, I sense the possibility of a new beginning. As I wander through the temple's corridors, I am enveloped by a silence that, paradoxically, seems to pulse with secrets and promises. Then my steps lead me to a natural amphitheater, where a circle of flickering torches delineates a sacred space. In that space, hooded figures moved cautiously, their faces partially hidden by the dancing shadows of the fire. The atmosphere was charged with mystical tension. There, fate seemed to manifest in every whisper of the wind and every flicker of the flames. One of these figures stood out from the group, a man with penetrating eyes and an elevated bearing, whose presence exuded a mix of authority and vulnerability. I approached with the caution of a warrior who had suffered 1,000 betrayals, and he introduced himself in a deep voice. "You are Kain Valdran, the renegade who dared defy destiny." His words, though direct, carried a sincere curiosity, as if he expected me to harbor the potential for something extraordinary. He introduced himself as Mordecai, the leader of a group of dissident mystics, souls who, like me, were marginalized by the established order of the Vascoria. Mordecai explained that while the traditional clan feeds on hatred and a thirst for power, there are those who long for change. For years, we have been labeled heretics and traitors. But the winds of transformation blow with force, and together we can rebuild a clan that rises not on destruction, but on the unity of those who reject the old order, he declared, his eyes locked on mine as he sought my allegiance. Those words resonate within me, and I feel a new flame ignite. What once seemed like the burden of an existence marked by pain now transforms into a seed of hope. Yet the trust required to unite such disparate forces is a risk, and the fear of being tainted by my past continues to emerge. Still, the need for something new, a clan that refuses to succumb to decay, compels me to consider this unlikely alliance.
Quick tip to level up your experience. Read Manhwas and light novels for free. Listen to epic audiobooks. Watch unlimited anime. Play cloud games with no console. And stream the best anime soundtracks. Check the description now and grab your free trials.
While conversing with Mordecai, I am introduced to other members of this dissident group. Among them is Alarion, a woman with striking features and eyes that seem to penetrate the soul, whose ability to manipulate natural energies is as renowned as her past, laden with emotional scars. She had abandoned the traditional Vascoria after witnessing the oppression and cruelty lurking behind their power. "I see in you, Kain, the fury of a rebellious spirit, but also the fragility of one who tries to bear the weight of the world," Alarion says, her gentle voice contrasting with the firmness of her conviction. "Here, we do not seek glory for its own sake, but the transformation of our very essence, so that we may rewrite our destiny." Beside her, a robust man with burning eyes named Rael expresses evident distrust. He questions the legitimacy of an alliance with someone of my lineage, tainted by betrayals and secrets. During a brief, heated discussion, Rael exclaims, "You come from the blood of traitors, Kain. How can we trust someone who has already been stained by the marks of a past that cannot be erased?" My response, firm and laden with bitterness, resounded. I did not choose to be marked, but I choose now to transform each scar into a symbol of power. It's not about denying my past, but about using it to build a future where justice prevails. For a moment, the atmosphere seemed to freeze, and the group's internal conflict became palpable. Then Mordecai intervened with a voice that, like thunder, dispersed the tensions. We are all prisoners of a corrupt system, each of us bearing the pain of ruthless choices. If we do not unite our forces, we are destined for ruin. Let our differences forge, not destroy, the path to change. Mordecai's words softened the animosity, and slowly the alliance began to solidify. 4 hours, amid intense debates, strategic plans, and moments of introspection, we discussed how to overthrow the oppressive Bascoria order and create a new paradigm. A clan founded on unity, truth, and the strength that comes from embracing our own weaknesses. I, who have always fought alone against opposing winds, began to feel that collaborating with these dissidents could be the key to transcending mere vengeance and building something enduring. As the meeting went on, the sanctuary's atmosphere became imbued with a mixture of hope and fear. Every face present, marked by pain and struggle, reflected the possibility of redemption, not only for themselves, but for the entire Bascoria clan. I absorbed every word, every detail, as the alliance took shape before me, a pact sealed not by empty promises, but by the conviction that the future could be rewritten with courage and unity. At the apex of this meeting, Mordecai proposed an ancient ritual, a rite of unity that would seal the trust among the dissidents. In the heart of the amphitheater, under the watchful gaze of the ruins and with the sun slowly ascending, each member of the group deposited a symbol of their own history. A small polished stone, a fragment of ancient fabric, or a rusty metal reliquary, they intoned, placing their tokens on an altar carved from rock. I, hesitant yet determined, withdrew from my sheath an ancient blade, an heirloom from a past I had once preferred to bury, but which now symbolized my willingness to transform pain into strength. As I laid down my offering, I felt a surge of energy course through my body, as if the temple itself recognized and blessed our pact. I looked around at the faces, each reflecting both distrust and the hope of a new beginning, and realized that, at last, we were no longer isolated. The ritual, laden with symbolism and emotion, resonated in the silence of the place, uniting our souls in a silent commitment to change. Perhaps there is something in you, Kain, that goes beyond the scars of the past, he murmured, almost inaudibly, yet with the sincerity of one who has lived the pain of distrust. I carry my scars like medals, I replied, my voice firm, revealing the determination welling up from within me, and if they can teach me to build a new path, then I will transform them into power for all of us. These simple yet meaningful words transformed the atmosphere into a reverent silence, where each of us understood that the ritual was more than just a pact. It was the promise of a tomorrow in which the old clan would rise from the ashes, strengthened by the union of those who dared to dream. With the ritual completed, the sanctuary seemed to breathe a new energy. The alliance, once tenuous and fragile, now solidified like the granite that made up those ancient walls. Mordecai approached me, his gaze a mixture of gratitude and challenge, and said, "Kain, today you not only demonstrated your worth, but proved that you are capable of transcending the shadows of your past." I simply nodded, aware that this moment was a turning point, the beginning of a revolution that would transcend the limits of the Bascoria and rewrite the rules of a destiny marred by betrayal and unchecked ambition. Alarion, with her serene voice, added, "United, we are stronger than the sum of our scars. May this pact be the foundation of a new era, where light and shadow coexist to forge a future of justice and freedom." Her words penetrated my soul, strengthening my conviction that, although the road ahead was filled with uncertainties and challenges, together we could rebuild the clan in an unprecedented way. When the sun reached its zenith, bathing the sanctuary in a golden light that seemed to purify even the densest shadows, I felt a temporary peace, yet one filled with possibilities. I left the amphitheater with a heart pulsing with renewed hope, fully aware that the alliance we had forged there would be tested by future battles and intrigues. As I walked among the ruins, the wind whispered promises of a new era, and every stone seemed to murmur stories of redemption and glory. I gazed at the altar where our oaths had been laid down and, in a murmured declaration filled with emotion, I vowed to myself, "May this union be the foundation of a revolution that will restore the honor of the Bascoria and transform our destiny." With the weight of old ghosts lightened by the flame of new hope, I moved forward, knowing that every step, every decision, and every alliance forged will be the building blocks of the future I've always dreamed of. Today, the unlikely alliance we sealed is not merely a pact for survival. It's the promise of a tomorrow where justice prevails, and where true strength lies in the unity of those who refuse to succumb to the shadows of the past.
Did you enjoy the video? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This helps us know which stories you love most and which ones we should prioritize in future productions. Your support is essential for us to keep bringing you the best manhwa content every day. See you in the next episode.